I, 62M, lost my wife 10 years ago. This happened during that time but has been brought up again recently. When my wife died, I ended up relying heavily on my oldest daughter, who was 16 at the time. I'll call her Nancy. She gave up the most. I'll admit that because I needed someone to watch her younger brothers while I worked. She could no longer be part of her soccer team or her art program. I needed her home to help. During her senior year, she told me that going to prom was very important to her and asked me to figure something out so she could go. I said I would and told her not to worry, but I ended up completely forgetting. I came home to find her crying in her dress. I was tired after a long shift and didn't want to get into it with her. I did say sorry, but reminded her it wasn't some big life-changing event. Nancy literally went mute with me for a few days. When college letters started coming in, I told her I expected her to go to the local community college so she could continue to watch her brothers. She ended up getting a partial scholarship to a school a few hours away. I was very upset because I still needed help, but she said she'd given me 2 years of doing everything for me and her brothers, and it was time for her to grow and move on. She said I made her a replacement mom and that I used her. I told her she was being dramatic and that she couldn't abandon her family. What were the boys and I supposed to do without her? She told me to grow up and be a parent. We ended up having a huge fight, but she decided to leave anyway. She and I have barely had any contact since. She only comes home to see her brothers and doesn't even stay at the house. My oldest son is a senior now and was recently FaceTiming Nancy. He was telling her that the school had canceled prom this year and how sad he was about it because he wanted to take his girlfriend. Nancy told him she could understand because she didn't get to go to her prom either. My son apologized and told her he was sorry. She told him it wasn't his fault and not to worry about it. I really couldn't believe she was still stewing over that. I popped in behind my son and told her she was pathetic. She snapped back and said I was the pathetic one for being such an inept father. She quickly said goodbye to her brother and hung up. My son called me an asshole and said it was no surprise Nancy wanted nothing to do with me. I grounded him and told him he was selfish, just like his sister. He just laughed. I don't think it was inappropriate at all for me to need my daughter's help. What else was I supposed to do?